Welcome everyone to today's meditation session. So, we will begin with a quick introduction to Saj Yoga. We will try and understand the different energy centers. We will talk about the Kundalini energy from which the whole energy, the motherly energy within us, is stored. And through the process of Saj Yoga, we try to activate this energy within us. And then we will also do a short meditation. We will also watch a short speech from Shimadaji, who's the founder of Sage Yoga. So, welcome once again. So, to begin with, the whole activity around Sage Yoga works with the Kundalini energy. So, before we start talking about that, we will first understand what Sage Yoga is. Sahaja in Sanskrit basically means Sa and Ja, you split it up. It basically means something that you have when you are born. Yeah, and then yoga is um, your union with your true self, with the divine power. So basically, Sahaja Yoga in itself means to use the power with which you are born with to connect with a higher power. So, how do we connect to this higher power? We do that using this energy, which is placed at the base of the spine, called as Kundalini. Kundalini energy is something that we all are born with. When we are born, It, it is within us, but it stays in a dormant state. There are many ways in the previous eras. People would spend many years, almost their whole life, trying to figure out how this energy can be awakened. And that's how Shimadaji found this very simple, unique technique that can be used in this modern era where it is really needed compared to the other eras to use this energy in our daily lives. So she found this unique technique of Sajoga back in 1970, and she ensured that this technique, which efficiently and very easily raises our Kundalini and helps us to connect with our true self, is available to the all of mankind. So she made sure this is also always free of cost. So right now, Sajoga is practiced in more than 150 countries, and all of the practices, all of the meditation centers completely running free of cost. And this was her desire that anything that belongs to humankind, especially a connection with the true self, is a birthright and you cannot charge money for it. So having said that, what does this Kundalini energy do? The Kundalini energy is a very powerful energy, and what it actually does is through the technique of Sajoga, when you awaken this energy, it rises through our central channels. So we have three channels and seven energy centers within us. I will come to the details of these channels and energy centers. But when the Kundalini is awakened, it rises and passes through each of these energy centers, and it cleanses out these energy centers when it is passing through them, and it makes sure that each of these energy centers are cleansed out during this process of awakening. All of the energy centers have their different qualities. So as and when the Kundalini is rising through the different energy centers, it cleanses out the qualities of those energy centers are available for disposal. And then this energy, when it reaches the seventh energy center, which is on top of our head, we say that we are connected to a higher power which helps us to unite with our true self. So that's how this Kundalini energy is helping us to really utilize our true potential. Now, what are these energy centers and channels doing within us? So this basic human figure that you see here with all these colors and lines, This is how, at a very subtle level, all of our body looks like. Within us, in a subtle level, this is not something that you can see, but you feel it through meditation. You start feeling your energy centers, you start feeling your channels, and this is all within us. It's just a matter of really experiencing it, which we will towards the later part of the session. So let's look at the different energy centers one by one now. So to begin with, we have the Muladhara Chakra. Any energy center, what it does is it gives you different qualities. At the same time, it also governs the organs around that energy center. So let's say the Muladhara Chakra is at the base of the spine. It takes care of our excretory organs. Similarly, the Swadhisthana is taking care of our liver and kidneys. The Navi Chakra, the third one, is close to the stomach, so it's taking care of our digestive system. So, in a similar fashion, all energy centers are also taking care of the organs around it. So, Muladhara Chakra is the first energy center. This energy center gives us the sense of purity within us. It makes us be really childlike, to have purity, to have innocence in all our activities and thoughts. It ensures that we are not too much carried away by different actions and thoughts that come to us in our day-to-day life. It really allows us to enjoy each and every moment without really worrying about anything. Really like how a child is when we were all kids. There were many things that we would be worried about. Our main focus would be to find joy, to enjoy each and every moment. So this quality to really live your life, but also find a way to enjoy it, comes from the Muladhara Chakra. Then the next energy center is the Swadhisthana Chakra. This is the energy center that is just above the Muladhara Chakra. And what it does is it gives us a sense of creativity, the ability to enjoy art, music, and to really see it for its true form comes from the Swadhisthana Chakra. Also, one of the very important aspects in our day-to-day life that Swadhisthana Chakra controls is our liver. So, as you know, whatever happens in our mind, yeah, it's all illusion. Whatever we think, whatever is coming in various forms of thoughts is not actually real. It's all an illusion that is created. And what happens is when we think more, the thought actually it has a ripple effect. So you start with one thought, it goes on to the next one, and then to the next one, and it goes on. So there is never an end to the thought. And what this Swadhisthana Chakra does is it takes care of our liver because any kind of thought that comes in is actually affecting our liver because the liver gets overworked, and when it's more heated up, it is directly connected to our mind and thoughts. So the Swadhisthana Chakra helps us to regulate this thought creation from the liver. Similarly, the next one is the Nabhi Chakra, which we see here, and it is also surrounded by void. The Nabhi Chakra is actually the energy center that gives us a complete sense of satisfaction of content and to really enjoy what we have already achieved in life. In today's world, we all know that the definition of success, the definition of achievement is a never ending journey. We are always challenged with more things. We are always made insecure by various ways to feel that we haven't achieved what we really need to. And in this whole process, we completely forget about what we have really today. So, with the help of the Nadi Chakra, you get this feeling to really take a moment to enjoy what you really have and to really enjoy each and every aspect of your life without really worrying about what you don't have or what you really want. At the same time, the void around the Nabi chakra, this circle, is actually called as a circle of illusion. So anytime when we are caught up in a ripple of thoughts, really about too much worrying, or it's such a funny thing that how uh, having thoughts is like a non-stop activity, and it really makes us rotate again and again into the same problematic zone that we are in, and doesn't allow us to come out of it. And that's how all this stress and mental worries come to us. So with the center of void, when it is really awakened, you get a sense of being your own master. So you're not really worried about what others are thinking or what is going to happen. You really feel controlled. You really feel everything in your control about yourself. You're really not worried about things that are not in your control. And you say that you're your own master. You really don't have to go after people to understand what is the next step in life or what you have to do next. You feel everything within yourself and you make the right decisions for yourself. So this ability comes from your void. So now moving on to the next energy center, which is the Anahata. It's placed right at our heart. And this is the energy center that gives us a sense of security, the ability to feel love and also spread love, the ability to really love ourselves and also to give love to others. It also gives us a security and courage. And a very interesting thing is that on the left side, where our heart is, this is where our true self stays. So anytime when the Kundalini energy is awakening and it purifies our heart, it takes us really more and more closer to who we really are. We are so much caught up in this modern world that we completely forget about who we really are supposed to be. We're always getting influenced by somebody or the other. And when you have this ability, a mirror of the spirit that really tells you that this is who you really are, you don't have to be somebody else. The strength and clarity comes from the spirit. And now moving on to the next energy center, which is the Vishuddhi chakra. This is on our throat. And this is a very important energy center in today's life. This actually gives us social harmony, the ability to create friendship, to have a very comfortable social life, harmonious social life, to give respect and to respect ourselves, the ability to speak kindly with others, and also ensure that you're speaking kindly to yourself also. So all these qualities needed to have a very harmonious time in the society actually comes from our Vishuddhi chakra. Moving on to the Agya chakra, this is the energy center that is placed on our forehead and a very tricky one in today's time. Anytime we are caught up, let's say certain incidents, we are upset about somebody, immediately our Agya chakra gets clogged, and then the Kundalini is not having a way to rise. So this is actually one of the most challenging energy centers to cross in today's time because we end up with so many situations that doesn't allow us to move on, and it just keeps playing in our head. And this is all happening in the Agya chakra. So when the Agya chakra gets cleared out, it helps to kind of get rid of all these thoughts, grudges, hatred, and all these negative emotions, and to really forgive and find peace in life. And then when we finally reach the seventh energy center, it's actually an integration of all the energy centers. And when we reach there is when we say that we have achieved our self-realization. This is the point where we feel complete thoughtlessness, yet aware of everything that is going on. And this is the state that we want to achieve. Through practice, through meditation regularly, we eventually achieve this state. Also, interestingly, we spoke about the three channels that we have. The right channel is the future, the left, the blue line is the past, and the one in the center is the present. Our goal in Surge Yoga is to try and be as much as possible in the center. We always worry about whatever has happened or what is going to happen. If you analyze any kind of thoughts that is going on or that is making you worry, it's always something that is going to happen, which gives you anxiety, stress, overthinking, or something that has already happened, like some kind of trauma, which again makes you depressed and really sad. So, what we really want to do is to not worry about what has happened because you cannot change your past, and not think too much about the future because that's not really in your control. What you have in your control is your present, and you really want to stick to that and really enjoy that moment of present. So that's what Sajoga helps you to really give you clarity about the present and completely get rid of all the thoughts from the past and the future. So now what we will do is we will watch a short speech from our founder, Srimati Nirmala Devi, where she explains about different aspects of Saj Yoga and how it really benefits in our day-to-day life, and then we will do our meditation.
I vow to all the seekers of truth. Just now, Albert has very clearly described to you the mechanism that is within us, which works out our self-realization. There is a mechanism, no doubt. When we are in this room, we see so many lights, and there is a mechanism behind this. But what we do is to just switch on, and the lights are there. So the whole mechanism is already built within us through our evolutionary process. Now we have reached at a point when we have to achieve the result of the evolutionary process. In the West, people had the quest to find out outside this body. I would say that they tried to find out the knowledge about the tree of life. But when the life is found out from outside, you can go up to a point. And the tree can also grow up to a point. You have to go to your roots. This is the knowledge of our roots. Now, to say that it comes from India or it comes from a particular region is not true. India being an ancient country, of course, they have been able to go deep into it. But even in the Bible, you get sentences like, I will appear before you like tongues of flames. And these centers really looks like tongues of flames. Then in the Quran also, it is there called as Asas, the Kundalini. It describes that you have to be connected with God. Otherwise, whatever you do in the name of God, you will become cruel and you will be disintegrated. It's clearly said. Same thing in any religion that you read, that you have to have your self-realization. Every religion has talked of the spirit. Every religion has said that you must find out your spirit. Now, when we are ignorant about the spirit, and there are so many people in the market, which I say as a guru shopping going on, people don't know what to expect and what to find. What is self, what is spirit, and why should we get it? As I said, it is the epitome of our evolution. That you have to become the spirit, and that is the truth, that you are the spirit. If you are the spirit, then you have to achieve that state. By this way or that way, that is your birthright, is born with you. That's why we call it Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja means Saha is with, Ja is born with you. That is the yoga, the union with the divine. The divine is the all-pervading power of God's love, which is the subtle of subtler, all-pervading. It exists in everything, and you have to feel it. That's what we call as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. Cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. In the Bible, there's no description of Holy Ghost. This Kundalini is the reflection of that Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost is the desire of God. That's the power of God, reflected within us as Holy Ghost, as Kundalini, in 3.5 coils, is our pure desire. All other desires that we have are impure. Because we have been desiring for this and that, economic laws are such that in general wants are not satiable. Why? Because those wants are not pure. So this is the power of Kundalini which resides in the triangular bone within yourself. Now when I am telling all this to you, you should not have a blind faith about it, but it's an hypothesis. If you are a scientific person, or if you have a very logical mind, then you must understand that you should not close your mind. You should be with an open mind and see for yourself. If this proves, then it's all right. But you should not be a person who is cynical, who is already challenging me, because what I am doing is to give you what you have, is to tell you what you have, which is your property. It's your own. I have nothing to do with it as such, but I can't also help it without telling you. This Kundalini has to rise from its seat, which he has shown just now, which is residing in the triangular bone, called as sacrum. Sacrum itself means sacred. That means the Greeks knew about this word, knew about Kundalini, that's why they called it sacred. Now when this Kundalini rises through these various centers, she passes through 6 centers. The 7th center is below her. And this 7th center looks after the glory or the chastity, or we can say it protects the mother Kundalini within us. Now the first center is the most important center. And the first center is the center of our innocence. When we try to play with our innocence, this center gets spoiled, which has to protect the Kundalini. And when this center is spoiled, we can get into lots of problems. Nowadays, you can hear a big cry about this killer's disease, AIDS. We have to fight it. It's a wrong thing that we have done. One thing we must accept. And then we have to fight it. It's not difficult to fight this disease if you accept that you have lost your innocence. The trouble is, when people started getting the knowledge of the tree, they really went amok. They didn't know what to do with themselves. Now they're finished with this, they're finished with that, so now eat your nose or eat your eyes or eat your teeth, something like that. A maddening wave rushed into people, and they didn't know what to do with themselves, so they started practicing also sex. I would also blame Freud for that. In India, Freud won't be accepted at all. It's nonsense. Nobody can accept a theory where they say that you have all the time feelings of carnal love for your mother. Of course, this is ridiculous for us. But anything new has to be accepted. That's the modern idea. Anything new that comes to you, we must accept. Anything new may not be all right. The other day we were having a banquet, and I had a neighbor who was ambassador from Mexico. And he told me that, I know you don't like Freud and you like Jung, but Jung talked of the same old thing. I said, same old thing, but something new above it. Evolution takes place in that manner, that first you have the tree, and then you have the branches, then you have the leaves, and then you have the flowers, and then the flowers have the fruits. But if somebody just takes out a flower from somewhere and gives you, then you know that it's plastic. It must have some basis. It must have some tradition. It must be in our ancient books.
So now we will go to the practical aspect of experiencing this awakening of this beautiful motherly energy within us. So we'll keep both our hands on our lap and slowly close our eyes. Try to keep our attention within us. We let go all kinds of thoughts, all kinds of situations. And at this moment, just feel the love that we have within us, this lovely energy that we have within us. You can try to focus on our breath. And if you get any thoughts, just let it be. Don't try to fight your thoughts. Just just try to focus on your breath. We start with the first step. We take our right hand and place it on our heart, and we take the first affirmation with pure desire. Mother Kundalini, I am the spirit. Mother Kundalini, I am the spirit. And now we take our right hand and place it on our neck. And we can say, Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. Take our right hand and place it on our forehead. Here we say, Mother, I forgive everybody, including myself. Mother, I forgive everybody, including myself. Then we can say, Mother, oh Divine Mother, please forgive any mistakes I may have made, knowingly or unknowingly. O Divine Mother, please forgive any mistakes I may have made, knowingly or unknowingly. Then we move to the final step with very pure desire, with complete heart. Take the final information. Mother, please give me self realization. And while we say that, we can gently rotate our hands around on the head. You can just gently massage your scalp in clockwise direction. We say, Mother, please give me self realization. Mother, please give me self realization. We can gently bring our hands back on our lap and we can just be in this state of silence for a few minutes.
You know that it's plastic.
we can slowly open our eyes and join our hands to thank Mother Kundalini for this wonderful experience. And with this, we come to an end to today's session. What we would highly recommend is for all of you to practice this regularly at home. The more we practice, the more we feel sensitive about this energy, we can understand better, and we can then work more on it and use it in our day-to-day life. So practicing it at least for 5 to 10 minutes every day really makes the key difference. Having said that, I wish you all a wonderful week, and we will again have the session same time next week. Thank you again for joining.